wondering why there's only one light turned on, then yeah, too many questions. The light that is not working, I'm gonna replace it. I do have the light and the other thing, so it's not the barrier, it's not called the barrier, what the heck am I saying? So it's two things. It's like the assembly. It is the assembly, but it's just for something very small. It's not like something huge. But it does replace the top light, which already has that cover. But for the bottom, it's destroyed. Like it's only the only thing I could use is just the headlights. Well, what I'm saying, not the headlights, the high beams. There we go. I can only use the high beams. That's the only thing that I could use. And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, again, just thinking about it, it's like, yo, like I have the materials and all. So I have the materials and all, but no, hold on. I have the things that I need, but I need to buy a couple more things just to keep that intact and firm. Because let's say if I'm going like 75 miles per hour, for example, right? That thing could fly off out of nowhere, even if it's being held by a nail or something like that. That type of nail is, it's not even called a nail, but I'm gonna call it a nail, right? That type of nail, I can only find it probably Home Depot. That's the only place I'm gonna end up finding it. But instead of me going that route, you know, I'm like, you know, just thinking about like, Brian, like, why don't you go to Home Depot and all? And I'm like, hold up. If I go to Walmart and I get this thing that I can hold it firm, right? Because even with that, with the nails and all, it's gonna take me a while to know which one's gonna fit in there. And if I want to find out, I have to dismantle the other one. And I'm not gonna do that. That's my only working light. Can you imagine just driving without a light? Nah, I'm not doing that. So the only thing is that I'm gonna dismantle the one that's not working. I'm gonna make sure I already bought that thing that I need in order to keep it in place, because the last thing you want is just to fly off and maybe hit somebody's like window or something. You do not want that. So in case of an emergency, I'm gonna buy two. I'd rather buy this thing that I bought before, but I don't want it to cover the whole entire light. So if I can find one that's very thin, like this string, to just hold it in place for a while, then yeah. And the front part, I might do the exact same thing, because I mean, just thinking about it, if I want this all fixed, I have to get at least $2,000 from $5,000, an estimate, just for them to replace all the things that I need them to replace. Even if I have the things right there in front of them, they might not even use it. Mind you, all these companies are different. Some might use it, you know what I mean? Only thing missing would be the tools and this and that. But just thinking about it, like, I don't want to leave my vehicle in there, especially if I'm using it, right? I don't want to leave my vehicle yet in a place like that for like a week or 2 weeks, probably less than that, right? Depending on how much you pay. Because of course it would have been different if I had the funds for it and I can just go for another vehicle, then yeah, of course, it's the easiest thing possible. Why? Because you have the money, of course. It becomes easier. And it really depends on which type of what's it called, industry you're on as well, and what type of business you run. Because mind you, like, you only live once, right? So why not take the risk? It might not look like as you expected, but you know, just thinking about it, it's like, hey, maybe you didn't know. Even if you found the information about it, it didn't go as you expected. Even you knowing, it might go unexpected. I guess I could say that because I'm like, yo, I'm saving the money just for this thing, just in case, right? Just to keep it running and this and that. And then out of nowhere, you might realize too late that something just took your funds away because you know, you was paying for something thinking that it's only costing $500, but you ended up wasting $1,000. Like, it just wiped up your whole entire account. I'm like, bro, it was not fun at all, being extremely honest, because I'm like, yo, just take the ones that are in the balance. That's all. That's all. Do not go to my other cards or anything like that. And that's exactly what they did. And it's got me so pissed off. They used the cards that was connected to the bank, and I'm like, bro, why? Why would you do that? I didn't give you permission, nothing. It just went straight to the cards. Just send the bill. I'm like, bro. So I was like, all right, I'll take that. It's my money at the end of the day, right? I'll take that. You only live once, so I took the cards out. I said, nope. Next time you're gonna take out the balance. That's all you're gonna take. There was no need for it to just go straight to, you know, any account that had the funds available or whatever. Nah. Those funds were meant to be used for something else. Never ever had a service. Well, it's not even a service, but what's the name? It was PayPal. PayPal is great when it comes to like other things, right? Especially if you want to like have multiple banks available, just in case if you want to split your funds. But it sucked though, because I'm like, bro, I never expected it. Like, Cash App would even do that. You know what I mean? Like, I never had a problem with that, unless of course if you have something linked, if they ask you to link them, because, you know, if the first payment fails for the first card, credit card, or, you know, debit card, then they send it to the other one that you linked, or whatever they was requiring you for, you know, add a second credit card or a second debit, just for example, a second card, just to keep it simple. But again, it's like, it just made me disappointed, because what if I like, just thinking like more ahead of myself, what if that was my rent money type of thing, you know what I mean? What if I have $5 grand for rent, and you know, as an example, what if I have $5K in there? What if I have $10,000 for an expense that's for my business or anything like that? And then I know it's just charge me without even telling me. Nah, I'm not doing that, bro. I'd rather find out now than find it out later on, because if they already did that to me with the small funds that I had, not doing that. You crazy. Because I'm like, bro, I never had that problem. Never. And if I did have that problem, it was like a small amount. And I allowed it, you know what I mean? I was actually the one added it. Like, it wasn't even like the bank's fault, anything like that. But mind you, it's like, think about it. If it was a higher expense, that you already had those funds, you know, already secured for something else, it's like, how? Like, why would you do that to me? There's people that have been through worse. Like, they have their business, especially like they have everything with a bank and this and that, the business version, right? And for some it fails. Like, maybe it's because all the amounts of funds that they're receiving. It could be anything. People have been through worse. Don't even get me wrong. But it doesn't change the fact that, hey, like, you could at least told me, or say, look, there's not enough funds in your balance. Would you like to use your other cards, or just cancel? Like, you know, you should have asked me something like that. I would have been fine with it, but shoot. It's not a heavy lesson, neither a stupid lesson, but, you know, it's something to keep in mind. Now, it's the same thing with your business. Like, it's more than just being prepared. Like, you're not gonna quit your job making 10 grand a month. 10 grand sounds a lot, I'm not gonna lie. But I just wouldn't go for it. It's too early. Like, yeah, you could be making some great money and putting some 18 to 19 hour days, which that's not bad at all, especially if there's a way for you to maintain your energy. But just saying, like, it's not worth leaving your job for your business for 10,000. It's just, I want to do it. I did it, I would have to push harder than ever. I would have to work, triple and put triple the effort. Like, bro, it's like, think about it. You can only keep $3,000 to $4,000, or in other words, 25%. 25%. If you follow that rule. That rule is perfect if I'm being honest enough. But 10,000, it's like, think about it, 20% out of 10,000. What is it? $2,000, bro. I used to make $2,000 before. It's like, think about it, $2,000 a month, $500 every single week. Nah, you can't live with that. You just cannot. Great money, of course, for yourself. Great money, but if you want to live by yourself, that's not the way to go. Promise you, that's not the way to go. You will have to pay yourself $4,000. You got $6,000 left. Either you put everything under your business name, every expense for the taxes, because you're still gonna pay, pay that 1% fee. It's not 1%, but just saying, like, you still gotta pay that fee. But there's other things that I gotta mention. Oh yeah, of course. Besides the taxes, your business expenses. Think about it. If you're selling things, if you're driving, if you're delivering, if you're providing a service, everything is gonna come out. Gas, separate for repairs, emergency. It sounds great because you have control over it, you know what I mean? Nothing bad at all. But you have to be ahead of your game. You have to know exactly where your money is going. Because if you make one bad purchase and you did not take advantage of it, and not only that, actually, sometimes that doesn't even affect you. I would say missing one day could mess you up bad. Especially in this type of business. You have to keep moving every single day. You have to. Because, alright, cool. If you have the funds to take a vacation, who am I to control you, right? Go for it. What the heck? It's your money at the end of the day. You're the one that worked hard for it. But not exactly my point. I'm saying, like, if you have $2,000 for you to survive for the next month, and that's basically like personal money for vacations, then go for it. But if you do not have any funds set aside for your business, in case if you go out for 2 weeks and it's not running, no point. I get that people see the benefit when it comes to AI and all, but still, like, you have to be ahead of yourself. You have to be ahead of yourself at most times. Now, I'm always going to keep saying it. There's nothing wrong having an employment. There's nothing wrong staying there. There's nothing wrong investing in yourself to 50 to 60%, even close to 90%. Nothing wrong with that. There would never be nothing wrong with that. You lost and then got back up. Nothing wrong with that. You lost your business and got it back. Nothing wrong with that. And if somebody's judging you for that, excuse me. No apologies for them. But at the same time, they missing out. Maybe that could have been your biggest breakthrough out of your whole entire lifetime, and you could have made double or triple whatever you lost. And sometimes you end up taking over the whole entire state. It could happen. People don't believe it. They don't gotta believe it. They'll believe it when you're working for them. Shoot. When you start working for the person that you're talking down, nah. This is serious, because when you have employees working under your company, it's like, you really think about it, like, not only you're taking care of yourself, your company, but you're taking care of somebody else. Oh shoot, what the heck? This road is like, I don't know, it was not like, well, just in case, like I said, the road is messed up in there. But nah, like, I'm always gonna keep saying that. Look, you wanna go for the business, I ain't the one to stop you, nothing. Nobody's gonna stop you. If I'm not gonna stop you, nobody's gonna stop you. You wanna go for it, go for it. I support you, man, go for it. Now, being more ahead of myself. If I got the funds for it, you're selling a shirt, you're seeing a hoodie, I like it, I want to buy it. And regardless of that, if I was to have a certain lifestyle that I only wear merch from people that are selling outside, bro, I'll make that happen. And I'll give it away as well. Because of the times that we just wear the same exact thing, so. I mean, again, at least I purchased it, right? And then I'll purchase it again, come on. That lifestyle exists, that lifestyle can be made, that lifestyle can be chased. You can create that lifestyle. But you gotta focus on the first base. Think about it like a show. Before you get to season 5, you gotta start at season 4. Before you get to season 4, you gotta start at season 3. And before all those seasons, it all starts in season 1. What happened in season 1? What happened in season 2? How did you get there? What did you do financially? What were the decisions? Even without money, right? What was the decision that you did? When it comes to the hours, when it comes to maintaining it, what did you learn? Did you learn a new skill? Because that's always going to be top notch. Think about it. Learning a new skill, or even the most difficult skill, is the best thing you could do. Even if it takes you 6 months, 1 month, you still got to go for it. People, they're never going to understand. If you're living by yourself and you're making $50,000 to $60,000 every single year, I mean, yeah, a yearly. Or matter of fact, nah, I don't know how you calculate that part yet. Let's say if you're making, after taxes, $1,200 a week. That is good money. Now, here's the strategy. Matter of fact, I'll resend another video. The strategy of how to save majority of your money, because not everybody's gonna watch until the end, so I'll save for another video. But trust me, knowing your biggest expense, because if you're living by yourself, it's like, all right, cool, but that's not it. Like, just imagine, like, if you live close to your job, even if it was 5 to 7 minutes, and you could take a bike, you could walk, or whatever the case might be, and you live by yourself, maybe you have 2 jobs, you take an Uber at first. It's all about calculating everything, because if you still have so much money left over, even taking an Uber, right? Still. And mind you, when I had 2 jobs, I was taking an Uber left and right. And then when I found somebody that, you know, that he was scheduling himself to pick me up, majority of the time it was never a fail. Never. To the point that he wanted so bad to give me a free ride. And I said no. At first I started at $70 every single day, and then I lowered it. Well, he was being honest with me, so I was like, all right, cool. The lowest I could give you, it's 45. I think it was 45 to 50. And if you calculate from that destination all the way to my other job, it was like 25 miles, 25 to 30 miles, and that was off Uber. Like, think about it, bro. Off Uber, you're making like a 25% increase of the miles. You're not making $1 per mile. You're making like a close to 150 to 175, if I got the calculations correctly. Because if it was the same exact thing as the miles, then that's $1 per mile. Anything lower than that, 90 cents per mile. Nah, that man made so much money out of me. I'm not even gonna lie. Every single time he got me, boom, like $60 off of what's it called? Of $100 in the first hour. Not even the first hour, the first couple of minutes. Shoot, if I ever do that again, shoot. I mean, there's no point. That would have to be in a vacation or something like that, but I don't see the benefit of it anymore. But hey, never said that it could not happen. It's an opportunity, it's a blessing, because you never know who you meet. And I'm not even gonna lie, I met, I think it was in 2 occasions. I met somebody with a business making close to 100,000 or 100,000 plus every single year, just based on his habits and all the things that he told me. He was making way more than 100K a year. And the other guy was close. I mean, he's a millionaire, It's already been 2 years, so yeah, shoot. It's already been 2 years. He's already there. I hope so. Shoot. I don't want to say like I don't hope so because I'm not like that. But that man looked like he was working hard, especially like 16-hour shifts and plus, and doing Uber on the side. Nah. That man, shoot, he's a millionaire already. I believe it. And if he failed, you got to get back up and get what's his. And if he didn't fail, then disappear, do what you got to do, and ain't nobody going to judge you, man. You got to keep going regardless, whatever happens. I'm going to go reverse. I'm going to go reverse, baby. I'm going to go reverse right there.